Hello everyone, it's time for a World War II update for DCS. I've been away for 5 weeks, so we missed out on a January update. This update will therefore be for January and February combined. The first item I want to discuss in this video is probably the most interesting for me at least, and that is that Leatherneck Simulations have issued in late January, early February, a series of new images showing the work on the F4U Corsair. Of note in particular is the detail that they've put into the engine block and the prop and hub arrangement. There's a couple of screenshots which are medium resolution, 1024 by about 600, and you can't zoom right in, but at the resolution they've provided these screenshots, the detailing on these images look really, really good. There's also a couple of images of a rocket and some of the aircraft's exterior surfaces and some of the wing section, all looking very detailed right through the wing internally as well. We don't have any real indication of release date for this module. As with the usual story with DCS modules, I think we can expect a couple of years work time. Switching over now to Eagle Dynamics news. In the weekend news post on the 8th of Feb, we saw the first screenshots of the Centaur 4 close support tank. We've been advised that this will be one of the next units to be added to the World War II asset pack. There are a few other units we saw towards the end of last year with very similar looking screenshots which have still not been added to the assets pack. So if that's an indication of development time for the Centaur, then I would not expect to see this for at least another quarter. Earlier on the 25th of January, we saw a really nice series of screenshots of the Focke-Wulf 190A8. These screenshots include engine, with the cowlings removed. We've got sections of the engine bay. We've got a couple of screenshots of in-cockpit. We've got daytime shots and a nice nighttime shot showing the cockpit lighting, which looks quite impressive. These images are starting to paint quite a convincing picture of the development of the models, at least insofar as the external visual sections of the aircraft are concerned. Now, whilst not quite in January and February, there was a screenshot posted right at the end of December last year, which I'll include in this update, and that was of an I-16 aircraft, which appears to be in the sim. So we at least have an external model for the I-16 that's been floating around. It looks like DCS are going to focus this year on that model, plus a C-47, an A-20, and possibly others to be released as AI aircraft. There's no indication that these machines will ever be turned into player flyables, but for me it'd certainly be a welcome sight to see a larger variety of AI aircraft in the sim. I am also very pleased to report that the Spitfire canopy bug, with the canopy not showing as open even when it was opened, has now been resolved, and there is a post in a recent update explaining that. Additional to that, the problem that we'd been experiencing for a number of months with sun glare showing through the cockpit instruments appears to have gone. It's certainly no longer there for me. I'm yet to confirm if the same fix has been applied for everyone else, or whether it's just because I have the right set of graphics settings so that that bug no longer shows. In any case, it seems to me that the last remaining graphics bugs with the Spitfire have finally been resolved. Now, the last item I want to draw people's attention to in this rather short update is a post that Yo-Yo, who is one of the ED developers, put on the ED forums. Now, his post is buried a little bit inside a thread which is called "Is DCS World War II Stalled? DCS Don't Want Customers?" ? And Yo-Yo has just a 3-line comment in this thread, and I guess what he's trying to do here is point out how some of the work that's going on is quite detailed and quite technical in nature, and he points out some of the specific parts of one or two World War II modules that they are modelling individually by the sounds of it. And this includes specific modelling of the fan cooling for the BMW engine. There's mention here of modelling of the physics in the Kommandogerät, and the RR boost control, the Bendix Stromberg carburetor, as well as a Jumo 213 MBG, including thermodynamic approaches to aneroid modelling. Now, that really doesn't make terribly much sense to me. I'm sure it makes sense to some people. I thought I would just draw people's attention to this small comment because it does seem like they go to pretty extreme lengths to model the individual systems in these aircraft. And for that reason, I tend to think that we would be lucky if we see one World War II module every 2 years. So I'm guessing that the Focke-Wulf 190 A8 is possibly going to be out this year, but I wouldn't expect any more DCS flyable modules in World War II besides that from Eagle Dynamics. We saw the Corsair model earlier in the video, as with the other aircraft, not just the World War II aircraft, but with all modules for DCS. We really don't get any indication of release dates until we're in the last couple of months of development. So who knows when this stuff will be out. For the meantime, I guess we just have to keep enjoying what we've got and trying to make the best of it. So thanks everyone for watching this rather short update, and hopefully now we'll be back into regular monthly videos like this one.